Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Long Island View. And I am Tommy Maher, and I am sitting next to the beautiful Mrs. Joyce Philbin Collier.
Yay.
Yay, yay, yay. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been...
You're a working fool.
Yes, I've been working a lot.
Pays to have a lot of cars.
Yes, yes. Well, you have to pay for the cars, too, so it's got to come from somewhere. But
Let's go off the beaten path a little bit. Just a little bit, because I know we have a special guest tonight, but just fill in the people at home and what you've been up to, and you're really busy.
Well, as you get older in this business, you have to find ways to still get invited to the party. I have always had an interest in driving cars from the time I was 14. So I own several vintage cars and current day cars that I get invited to the party to drive on set. So I thoroughly enjoy it. I don't enjoy it when the car breaks down and I'm 0.8 miles from set in the middle of a very busy morning in Manhattan.
I bet your husband doesn't enjoy that either.
Oh, he was away in Wisconsin.
Oh.
Okay, I was totally on my own. Well, no, that's not true. Thank you, George. You are a saint. You know who you are. George took care of every catastrophe. I had 3 cars break down that week. But I still enjoy it.
With everything you do, the motherly stuff, well, now they're out of the nest a little bit.
Yes.
But do you mind if I show?
By all means.
Well, just so you guys know, when Joyce is bored and has nothing to do, she'll make about how many?
250 pounds of Roma tomatoes.
But both myself and our guest got a great present from Joyce today. I don't want to open it up because it's in bubble wrap, but her homemade tomato sauce, I thank you so much.
You're
and I'm
very
sure
welcome.
Tommy thanks you also.
Very welcome.
And that's pretty cool. She even put the logo on there, which we're not supposed to show anyway.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. But thank you very much.
Oh,
And
you're very
it
welcome.
will go to good use,
I
I'm
love
sure.
to cook. It's very relaxing.
Janine does too.
I know. I hear about all the great dishes she makes.
She's amazing with toast.
Toast?
Amazing with toast.
And variety?
Well, rye she's still working on, but she's all right.
Well, it's in the seasoning.
Yes. Well, I grew up not being a cook at all. My mother really wasn't a very good cook. There were certain things that she did well. But we would make tomato sauce out of ketchup, tomato juice, whatever was tomato-y. Okay, we didn't even have like fresh garlic. It would be like garlic powder.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, we could throw in there. And
Hey.
I don't know where it all evolved from. Oh, I know what it was. I was dating a guy.
You were pissed off.
No, I was dating a guy, and his mother was afraid we were going to get married, so she wanted to make sure I knew how to cook.
Really?
So she taught me about cooking, and I can't thank her enough because really it was all her doing as to how I've evolved into
That's cool.
loving cooking and being, pretty good at it.
Was she Greek?
No, actually, she was from like the Norwegian, but his father, I think, was
bakers.
Sicilian, but Italian food,
Really?
to the max. And she got me to eat vegetables and to prepare vegetables that people
Did she
could.
make pies in that too?
No, but I learned how to do that too.
Yeah.
It started out as
Where the hell are the pies?
well, Tommy, Thanksgiving,
All right, all
Christmas,
right, all right, all right,
give me a
all right.
chance.
So everything's good at home. The kids
Everything's
are good.
great.
Your son's doing well. I see.
doing
I'm
really well,
following
yeah, yeah.
along.
Yes.
Your daughter's doing well.
And my daughter
Everybody's
got
good.
to come home for 4 or 5 days, so that was great.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I was happy for you. But without wasting any more time.
Really?
Not that we're wasting time. I do like to let everybody know where we're at. Don't even ask me what my thing is going on. It's just it's been a rough
I
couple
know
months.
you've had a rough time.
It's been a rough couple months, but I think it's only right that you introduce our beautiful
guest.
guest that we're very,
Yep.
very, very pleased to have
Very
again in
pleased.
this studio.
This is a repeat performance, and Tommy Bayiokos is.
It's an extension performance.
Well, I mean, he can do it again and again. That would be repeat.
No.
Oh, well, because we're not repeating the same
extending.
material.
We're extending
Did you want
it.
me to do this
The
introduction?
people want it. The people want it more. How many
Yes.
emails did you get? I got tons of them.
Tons.
They wanted more. They
Yeah,
wanted
they
to
were all
hear
from
more.
Tommy.
Hopefully the Long Island folks and Laura's fan
Anyway,
base.
we're very
Sure.
happy to have you
He
here.
messed up
and,
though. He used different names, but the same picture.
I think we have a different picture on now. But no, he's an actor, drummer, martial artist, spelled M-A-R-T-I-A-L. My group, yes. But very, very busy, one of the busiest people in show business. And
That's a good thing.
I was very fortunate to be invited to help to celebrate Laura Branigan's life, who Tommy was with Laura at the time of her passing. And for 12 years, this was the 12th year, was it?
12th year, that's correct.
The Spirit of Love Memorial Celebration. And Tommy's going to tell us all about it, but I was very fortunate to be there and to celebrate a life that I thoroughly enjoy. Laura's music, and I've gotten to know her more through this experience, which I'm very grateful for.
Was that out in the Hamptons?
It was this was in Ronkonkoma, but it's a 3-day celebration, and it's just different ways of celebrating her life through her music, through a small memorabilia museum type of exhibit. They go out to where she lived in Quogue, and although somebody else lives there, they're very respectful when they go out, and they just go to some of the familiar places that she enjoyed. And I believe that her ashes were scattered out there, and there is just little celebrations along the way, and they remember Laura and all of her favorite spots, and it culminates in the evening that I was part of, which I'm going to let you talk about.
Well, I would just like, before we even start, I'm just curious. She obviously knew she had a time limit, right?
No.
No, aneurysm ran in her family. Her father, James, had it.
Right.
And there were signs of it, but it was undiagnosed.
No, but did she ever feel like that most people say, it'll probably happen to me too, you know? And I'm just curious, did she do a lot of writing? What, not musically, but,
Right.
you know, did
Journaling.
she keep any journals or?
No. The only
No.
journal she kept was of her cooking,
Oh,
which was supposed to be a cookbook.
there you go.
The
But-
manuscript was ready to go, right,
Yeah.
when this happened.
The cookbook, the new CD, the world tour, and just in the blink of an eye, God had another plan.
Well, that's
Yep.
something everybody at home should know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Life is fragile.
cherish every day because, boy, oh boy.
But she was concerned the weeks of, but it went undiagnosed.
Mhm.
And it was,
But she had no symptoms or anything. It was as much of a surprise
Exactly.
for
It
everyone.
came very
very suddenly.
sudden.
And to remind our viewers, you wound up finding out about a day and a half later. Like you didn't
No.
find out right away.
Oh, it happened.
Or a day later.
Well, the doctors, from what I was told, it happened that evening, and the next morning, I was one of the first people to be called by Connie Baxter, the neighbor, and they didn't know who to call.
Right.
So I got the call first, and then I called Kathy Golik and Matt Castle, the people involved at the time.
And just remind Kathy,
Kathy Golik of Other Half Entertainment, Laura's friend, my friend, and her and Vince Golik hosted the Spirit of Love
yes.
for 12 successful years. And it's I'm so happy you came for her invite.
Oh, I was honored.
And every year I could tell you it's visceral. The fans, myself, walk away with something, and you can't put it into words.
I think it's beautiful that it's continued because, I mean, even the big names, you know, kind of like after 4 or 5 years, you know,
Right.
it kind of just, you know, drifts
No,
away.
her-
People- that's so great that they keep her.
I mean, it
Yeah,
really
within
touched
themselves.
me how she really was inside of these people's hearts, you
Well,
know.
obviously, if it's
yeah,
12
I mean, it was
years,
just very
I mean,
loving,
yes.
and you know, I certainly learned more than I knew before, and the music.
Was she a very
know.
spiritual person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
had to be.
had traditional values that you don't see today at all.
You mean they're called morals?
Yeah, that's the next half hour.
Though that's almost a bygone era. You don't see that today. And when it came to
very
holidays, Christmas, birthdays, she was big on tradition. She was old-fashioned, an old-fashioned country girl. She once told me, Tommy, I want to be courted. And I would go to the dictionary. I'm like, courted? What does that mean?
That means get the ladder out.
No, that's a low.
I know, but you got a court to get
Well,
to the
speaking of
ladder.
birthdays, in my research, I believe that there was a very interesting anecdote in the Daily News, was
That's
it?
correct, the Daily News.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, is this article, the Daily News? The story behind that was years after the fact, I was going through my attic, and I found an old dancing machine. And I was going to throw it out. And I decided, let me play it. Let's see what's on there. In there was a couple hours of, the old cassette tape of voice messages. And there's about maybe an hour and a half of Laura on there.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And within the hour and a half of her message after message during our relationship was 2 birthday messages, not 1. So eventually I'd like to share some of those messages with the fans because I am maintaining my privacy.
Part 4.
Part 4.
But I did share it with Kathy Golik, and I sent her a copy. And, you hear it and you cry.
Of
Well,
course.
just to hear, I'll tell you, my mom is very ill now, and she has cancer, and I find myself, not to put a jinx or anything, but I do find myself saving when she calls and leaves me a voicemail. I'm
Right.
saving them, And I mean, I think of Sid Bernstein, the guy who brought
Exactly.
the Beatles to America. He was on one of my answering machines, and he left me it must have been a 12-minute message. And it was just about how happy he was that it was just so beautiful coming from a man of that stature. I will never get rid of that.
No, and
know?
you put in your personal treasure chest.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, and I'm glad you can relate to that because it's 1,000 words. And years later, my birthday came around, and Kathy Golik, Laura's friend and of Other Half Entertainment, she texts me and says, Tommy, don't forget to play Laura's message. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot I even had it. And so I played it, and then my team, I have a team, found out about it.
Of course you do.
Now, where is she asking you to play it at the memorial?
Oh no, I played it at home for my birthday.
Oh.
So I didn't really celebrate much this year because I was busy on set and working. And
That's
I
gotta
played
be
it, and I
killer.
cried.
Well, the moment.
and word got
for-
around through my team, and then I found it in the paper, and
Oh, wow.
Kathy Golik reminded me of that. So I was grateful that
That's
happened.
a treasure.
Exactly.
That's a treasure.
Well, if you remember when Tommy was here last time, he brought with him a trophy, which is considered to be the Academy Award of Martial
Art
Arts.
Hall of Honors.
No, I
That's
remember.
correct.
And so he dedicated the trophy to the Memorial Museum.
That's correct.
And
There it is.
yes, there you go.
Wow. Yeah, that was a great, great moment, and it's going to be at SOL Spirit of Love for many, many years.
Yes.
And you
to
couldn't
come.
find a better place at home to put that than there.
Exactly.
Oh.
It was there. It's for Laura, and as you know, she
And
loves
she
karate.
knows you gave
Oh
it to
yeah,
her.
100%. There were signs of it.
There were signs all night
As a
long.
matter of fact, super fan friend Jillian Batchelor, who drove me there, she drove me to the event because in case I get emotional, I don't want to drive. And she goes, Tommy, they don't play Laura tunes all year on the station. Twice during our car ride, there were 2 Laura tunes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And she freaked out. She goes, this never happens. And we get it twice on that day.
Yep.
So it's God's plan.
And you
Oh,
shared
well,
and you shared some very personal stories, which from what you and I have been friends now
Yes.
for a while, and I know
we worked
that
on many TV shows
yes,
together.
and I know that couldn't have been easy, but I have to say that when you spoke about Laura and your memories,
Yes.
it's probably the most joy I've seen from you. Like you really enjoyed regaling these stories.
It's a sanctuary. It's cathartic for me to give back. And again, when Mark Branigan, the brother, at the funeral pulled me out from the band, and he goes, "Tommy, what are you doing sitting with the band?" He sat me front row at the funeral. And years later, in hindsight, I'm like, wait a minute. That's God's plan at work. That was my calling. Who better to tell Laura's story than I? Because there was very few in the end. And I was with her for 8 months. We dated for 8 months, and was in her band 3-4 years. 4 years, actually.
But also a class act by the brother, too.
Oh,
Yes, agreed. I have nothing but kind things to say about Mark Branigan. And
But these are, very personal things that you're sharing, and how do you handle? There was one very particular question that night that was very personal, and I just remember sitting there going, "Oh, I wonder how he's going to handle that one," because
oh, easy.
the question really dove in, to the heart of your relationship. So
No, the way to handle it, I said, I will look for you, I will find you, and I will delete you.
Ask you, Tom.
Liam Neeson, no. I try to be nice, and I try to give what I'm capable of, and without
Right.
crossing lines. And I think the fans are respectful, and I think Kathy Golik, she's looked out for me the way Laura would. And
she's
kinda,
one of a kind.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a really lovely lady.
And she's part of my team, actually, where she'll shield me against the fans and act as a filter and guide me. And it's an unconditional friendship, all for Laura. And again, when I speak about Laura, the love we had, it just doesn't go away. There's no expiration, like I said in the news. There's no expiration
And
date.
there's no obligation for you to articulate
Right?
how that love manifested.
Well, like we were talking before, and you people wouldn't know at home what we did before the show. But I think the three of us are pretty much spiritual people.
Yes.
Yes.
I know that. I don't.
We
think
all
that.
loved and lost.
I am a big person for letting the word out that real men cry. Real men cry. We were brought up in that era.
Yes.
You don't cry. You do cry. It's a good thing. How do you get through that? I don't think I could. I was just almost wailing in there watching that video, and I guess you must get a. Do you feel a strength come to get you through that? Because you're talking about even you couldn't drive because you
Yes.
were worried about being
I was
emotional.
crying.
How could you get up and throw that all on the table?
I think crying is
without
a good
losing it?
thing. It's cathartic. Let it out.
Absolutely.
Makes you stronger. And it shows a sensitivity, and it shows the love, and it's a good thing to cry.
No, it is. But how did you get through it without crying?
No, I cried and
Oh, okay.
cried. I cried at the
well,
wake.
are you referring to
To the memorial.
the memorial?
I kind of faced the music. I mean, I might.
But did you? What I want to know,
yeah,
did you feel the strength come in from somewhere?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's what I wanted to
Yeah.
know.
I feel the strength, Laura's spirit.
Yep.
I remember
Saying-
turning to you and saying, "Are
I'm
you
not
okay?" Because
Because I don't think knowing you, not that I know you like Joyce knows you, but I got a good feel from you.
Thank you.
And I think if you were to tell us the story right now, you would cry. So to get through that, then
Right.
that's why I was so curious. Did you feel some strength come?
Laura-
And I'm sure you did.
As I'm going to read it at the end of the show, Laura used to say to me, "Focus, Tommy." So I hear that in the voice, Laura, the way the band leader, Laura, to really stay poised. But after the fact, when you're going home,
yeah. Well, then you can let it
and then
go.
you just go through the fire in a good way, And every time I see Kathy Golik with the fans,
it brings it all up to the surface.
a
I'm
new
sure,
reservoir
yeah.
of memories emerges, and I'm like, wait a minute, and I didn't think of that, and it's great.
It's wonderful,
beautiful.
though, that she still has these dedicated people.
Yes.
And also for you to have that backing and support from
Yes.
these people.
It's a spirit
That
of love.
It's not going to go away. See,
No.
I think everyone has a fear that you're going to be forgotten. There'll be a time when and I'm sure there will be a time where everyone's forgotten, but you don't want it to be like within 3 months or something.
Well,
But
her legacy, and not only with the fans, and the hotel was packed. That weekend, in addition to the core group that was there, the hotel was packed. People were like, what's going on in there? Oh, the Laura event. But the gift of music and Branigan. This is on, before we
that
run out of
album.
time, this is on laurabraniganonline.com, the official Facebook page. And this is a gift from Kathy Golik for you guys.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
Thank you so
Self-control.
I was
much.
actually in the store looking
Well,
for
there you
this.
go.
Oh my gosh,
Makes
that's
a great
awesome.
Christmas gift for the international viewership.
Yes, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Now,
you.
is this the
Self-control.
more-
And that's the Self-Control
okay.
CD, and that's the newer one, Branigan. And
I
it's
have-
remastered, redone, a special edition, limited.
I have this album.
Oh, no, but this is a better version
A
of
better
it.
version?
Yeah, it's been remastered.
Are we switching?
There you go.
No, why would we be switching?
I don't know.
Are you giving me
said
this?
You had it. No, no,
the
I want to.
album.
I want to feel her too. I
No,
wanna
the
feel her.
album. Oh, and one of the things that
So that's from Kathy Golik.
thank
Thank
you,
you, Kathy.
very,
Thank you
very
so
much.
much. And you're a beautiful spirit and soul.
awesome.
I can tell that already. Just the way Tommy talks about you.
Oh, she's great. She really is great. But the other thing that I observed about Laura is how she seemed much more affected and frail from what she went through with her husband.
Yes.
She basically left the business to
Right.
care for her husband.
No, I remember
And
the
then
story.
after he passed, there was a long period of time before she came back to the stage. But, you know, clearly she had this humanity about her that was so profoundly affected. You know, a lot of people, you know, move on, you know, to the next thing. And I think that in her music later, it was...
It showed.
Yeah, it totally showed.
And one of the tunes in the new CD, I Could See Again. And that kind of summarizes her going through the fire. And now, in early 2000, now she's back off Broadway with Love Janis. And then she formed a new band, which when we came into the picture. And the other band before was brilliant. Guys like Brian Beckvar, Richie Fontana, brilliant musicians. They kept me up nights studying every subtlety in their music. And
And
so-
another interesting fact that maybe you can talk about how this came to be, but we
Don't
lost
forget a video now.
we lost another artist, Leonard
yeah.
Cohen.
yes,
Hallelujah.
And, yes, and
God bless his soul.
you were saying that that was Laura's first gig to
That's
perform
correct.
with him.
Actually, on the official Facebook page, the fans were going ecstatic because Laura got her first break with Leonard. And in my Greek friends are also sharing that Leonard had a home in Greece and he spent a lot of time in Greece where he found tranquility. And Laura,
Somebody else spent a lot of time in Greece and found some tranquility at the end of this summer vacation.
And that being said, Laura loved Greece, and Laura had a cousin who married a Greek named Andreas. So the Greek connection, Laura, Leonard, I was touched also, and the fans were too. So
Well, we have a video.
Yeah,
we
I
don't
think-
know which one of our videos we're seeing.
We're going to be surprised
So
also.
we're all going to be just as surprised as you
But we
are.
do want to let the people at home
And-
remember
and
Laura.
whoever, you know, is familiar with this
Okay.
clip can jump in.
So maybe, Janine, we could run that? Okay. All right. Obviously, that wasn't a video that was compatible in our studio. So
I would
we
like
can-
to read
Yeah.
something. This is more for the fans, and again, giving a little token back. I wrote this that year when she passed, and I mailed it to friends at the time, so I'll read it for the fans, for them to get a real sense of the loss we suffered. So, people like Laura come along in our lives once in a while. Special friendships aren't planned, they just happen. Laura was a country girl, singer, band leader, and above all, my dear friend. Spending time cooking together, watching the Iron Chef shows, and eating her favorite Greek food, taramos salata, are just a few of the special moments I will always treasure. Laura's last performance in Boston, July 16th, was one for the books. She was happy and never sounded better. She used to say to me, Tommy, focus, like in karate. Phrasing, dynamics, and space. Come down to a whisper. Laura, I will never forget you. You have changed my life forever. May you find peace, love, and eternal joy. and God stage. Love you always, Tommy Bayiokos. So,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Beautiful.
And this, I wrote this that year, and I mailed it to people, friends. So I wanted to share with the fans.
It's a
at
great
home.
tribute,
And I'm sure they will still have it too.
I'm sure.
Yes. And again, it's cathartic. The spirit of love is an oasis. It's a sanctuary for the fans. And the New York media, the editors, Laura's fan base is stronger than ever. And you turn on the radio, they still playing her music. And it's a 5-octave range, which you don't hear today.
Right.
And she was a true talent and a great cook. Speaking of your sauce, there's a YouTube clip where her cooking the Summer Pasta Delight on the Food Channel network.
Oh, wow.
And she was a great, great cook, and I know that firsthand.
Yes.
Although I lost weight since.
Oh, yes, I know. Yes, you have.
I finally fit in jeans.
And you lost the mullet.
That's right. The 80s.
I got it.
No more 80s.
Tommy's still got the mullet.
Well, you're singing with your band. You're singing at the
Yeah, singing all over the place.
doing the gigs.
But I also, I think that she was very fortunate to have you in her life too, because I don't know, for some reason I don't think she would have been carried on as well as she has been if it wasn't for you.
God works in mysterious ways. I think one of the key ingredients is being friends first. And as a youngster, I grew up listening to Buddy Rich and Greek.
Nobody better than Buddy.
That's right. So when I first got in the band, I knew she was a singer, but I didn't know how iconic she was. She's known all over the world.
Right.
And this was pre-social media. So
Well, that was probably the attraction that you didn't know.
I didn't know. I just didn't know that. And again, when we played in Boston, it was like, oh, we have a gig? I want to eat.
Yeah.
So that was the beauty of it. And life's about good chapters, moments, and I carry that forward.
And it's been a collaborative effort of people that truly loved her that have carried on the Spirit of Love Memorial.
Yes.
And continue through Facebook pages and to, anytime there's like a little nugget that somebody finds, they share it. And,
That's great.
It really is.
But, we only have about 2 minutes left, and I think we owe it to Tommy to maybe, just say whatever's on your mind, because I could see your emotion. I'm actually getting it myself. So I think
well, you started off with the Katie
I'm
Lang.
getting tears in my
Hallelujah.
eyes right now. So I just would like to turn it over to you and let you say the parting words.
Well,
Whatever's
I think,
on your mind.
I'd like to thank both of you. Congratulations on your 3rd season. Joyce for coming to the Spirit of Love. I'd like to thank the fans, Kathy and Vince Golik from Other Half Entertainment. And all I could say is whatever success I have these years is because of Laura. And that's my ground base to excel. And my dream would be not only to have hundreds at the Garden Hilton, but thousands, where her legacy is carried on, where future generations can learn about Laura through different writings, through her music, and never, never to be forgotten. And I know if I contribute unconditionally and out of love, when I leave this planet one day, I could say, yeah, I did it right. And I carry myself with honor, integrity, and I know she sees everything, and I'm at peace with that.
That's cool.
And I'm in a good place right now, and thank you for having me.
I could see it I can see it.
Well, I think
can
your
say
trip definitely gave you a new boost.
He has a bright light, right?
Yeah.
I could see it.
Angelic, where's the angels?
They're there.
Hallelujah.
No, it's a spiritual journey, I think.
Hallelujah. And she's
Yeah.
probably singing with Leonard right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's some duet up there. Wow.
There's a party going on. Well, I hate to wrap it up, but
I know.
Tommy, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you for
And
having
listen,
me.
I just want to say now, when next year comes up, maybe a month before,
Sure.
let's get it out to the world and get those thousands there.
We'll
Yep.
do.
And I promise you we'll do that.
Thank
That'd
you,
be
Tommy.
great.
Thank you, Joyce. We'll do.
All right, so any parting words from you there, boss?
Well, it's a good thing Tommy comes on the show because that's the only way I get to see him. We're trying to get casting to get us on together, but
Come to the Murder by the Mob show.
yes, the Murdered by the Mob in Manhattan.
That's right,
where?
off Broadway, 38th Street.
Do you have what's the name of the place?
Arno's Dinner Theater.
Okay.
So come down when you're ready. We'll put you a
Yes,
VIP
and
table.
you guys come down too. He's pretty good. I hear Elvis could be in the building.
Maybe once or twice a year.
Yes,
So,
but
it's all
thank you.
right.
Well, that's another session here with the Long Island View. We thank you for tuning in. I think it's a great show. And Tommy, again, we
Agreed.
thank you so much, and can't wait to have
Tommy.
you come back. Thank you, Laura Branigan, for being Laura
yes.
Branigan. And to all of her fans, I'm sure Tommy is very, very thankful, and I'm sure her family
Grateful.
also. So
Thank you so much, Tommy.
we will have
Joyce.
him back, and we're going to build this thing up really big for her next year.
Will do.
Okay? We'll do that.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay. So have a blessed week. And when we come back, if you hang in there, me and her are going at it.
We are going at it, but in a
It's
good
going
way.
down
Yeah.
right now.
No
So,
shortage of opinion.
so we'll be back. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Hang in there. We'll be right back.